Hi everyone, today's look is a look inspired by Too Faced. It is a look that they called Afternoon Delight, and what I did is I recreated the look using mostly NYX, if not all NYX products, and I'm using specifically this NYX makeup palette. It is number S101, and so you can see you've got all your shadows, and then when you open it you've got highlighters, contours, bronzers, blushers, and you do have some lip glosses there. Okay, I have a piece of Scotch tape I put right on the side of my eye here to act as a border because I want to create a really sharp edge. And I've already primed my eye with Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I also used a white base similar to Milk from NYX. And we're going to go in with that dark pink that's on that palette's the deepest, brightest pink, and we're going to pat that all over our entire lid. And you want to make sure that you really pat these colors in, because especially some of their matte colors tend to be very powdery, and you won't get as great a payoff if you rub it in as opposed to patting it on. Once you have that saturated, you're going to go in with your fluffy contour brush, and you're going to take like the medium brown color, kind of like a chocolate color, and you're going to put it on the edge of that dome brush. And we are going to hit our crease with this. And take it all the way from that outer edge, and we're bringing it all the way in. Now don't be afraid to push it out, because this is going to help us create that shape. And again, the concentration of the color is going to be on the outer edge. You still want to see a nice fine line coming on the inside of the eye, but you want it to fade in. And you don't want it to be as obvious as the outer edges of it. I'm just going to buff out that side part and kind of smooth it out as it comes up. Now the color for this does come down a little bit. It helps to create that angle. You kind of have, we are creating a V, but it's more of an exaggerated V. It comes out more as opposed to just staying on your lid. So we're going to make sure we bring that down, picking up some more of that color. And we're just going to bring that down a bit. I'm actually going to grab a smaller contour brush so we can get some more concentration there. And bring that down. And you can fill in your outer edges. So now I'm going to go in with a clean smoking brush, and we're just going to buff out those edges there. Now don't buff it up too much, just buff it to get those edges soft, because we really do want the focus of the color to stay right at that crease. We don't want it to blend up too much. You really want to be able to see definition. Okay, next we're going to go in with that gold color that's in that palette. You can put that right on your fluffy dome brush, and we're going to hit the entire brow highlight area with that gold color. This is such a fun look. And bringing that all the way in. And make sure you saturate that well. You want to see that color. You're going to blend that right into that chocolate color that we put on. Okay, now I want to soften it just a little bit, so I'm going to go in with that white that's in that palette, and we're going to put it right over top of that yellow or gold. Kind of like a yellow gold. Now sometimes you do lose a little bit of the definition when doing your brow color. So I'm going to go back in with that chocolate color that we used for our crease and just deepen that up a little bit. Okay. It really is super simple. 1, 2, 3. So we've got our colors on. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take that tape and you're going to gently just pull it off. Helps if you hold your skin. Ooh, there we go. And it's created a nice clean edge for us, but I don't want it so sharp. So I'm going to go in with our smoky brush. I'm just going to buff it out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go in with our smaller contour brush. Going to grab some more of that chocolate color. And we're going to bring that down. Again, 2/3 of the way in, leaving that inner corner free of color because we're going to add some pink in there. Okay, and we're going to go in with our small chisel brush and we're going to grab some of that same pink that we used on our lid. And we're going to get our tear duct area and that first third of the lid. Okay. Now we're going to go in with our Smashbox Jet Set liner in Midnight Black. Surprise, surprise. And what you want to do is you want to follow the edge of where that tape made that line. That really kind of helps act as your guide. You don't want it to go too up. You don't want it to go too far down. You want it to be right at that line. So you're going to take your liner and just same thing. We're going to wing it out a little bit. And this is a really dramatic line, so it's definitely going to be obvious. And then we're just bringing it into our lash line. Now I made my line really thin. If you want to make it thicker, go for it. So I finished my eyes, and what I'm going to do now is go in and do my cheeks. So for a little bit of contouring, this is a very edgy look. It's very defined cheekbones. So I'm going to go in with the sculpting shade in our Makeup Forever palette. Now we're going to go in with that bright pink in our NYX palette, the bright pink blush. Tap some of it off, and same thing, I'm just going to make a nice straight line, just think 80s. And bring that all the way up to that temple. To define your cheekbones, you want to make sure that you don't go past that line. You want to keep this open and bright and really have the concentration up here. But again, keeping the part under your eye open because you need that light as well. That's what really defines your cheeks. Okay, and lastly, we're going to go in with that highlight shade that's in our NYX palette. It's that lightest shade, and we're going to put that right underneath of our eye. Blend that right into our blush. Bring some down the nose, that forehead, and that chin. And voila. For my lips, I use the Pinky Lip Pencil from NYX, and I use that last lipstick, the orangey color in the palette, and mix those together. And this is our look. You see the eyes.